Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I thought it was time that you guys got to know my two boys a little bit more. They've obviously featured in my videos, but I've not really given you the history on either of them. So we'll start with Corporal. He's 20 and I've had him since a 4-year-old. He is my one in a million. He has been a phenomenal horse for me and given me so much. I've been so lucky to own him. He actually came from Denmark. I went over there kind of on an off chance and went round this stud called Priest Stud and happened to come across Corporal. Had a ride on him. He was a 4-year-old stallion at this point. Fell in love with him instantly because even as a 4-year-old he showed so much talent, and he really has probably been the best horse I've ever had. I actually worked at the stud when I first got him for a couple of months to get used to him and get some fantastic training. Pre-stud is very well known in Denmark. They breed exceptional dressage horses now. Back then they had some jumpers, but now it's predominantly dressage horses. Huge place, lots of outdoor arenas, 3 indoor arenas, a lot of horses. They also now have some top stallions as well. So I was very lucky to get some training there. But that's kind of where it began for Corporal, and then I brought him back home because I wanted to event him and it was time. And yeah, that's where the kind of story begins. I'm going to show my age now. I didn't have an iPhone when I evented all these years ago. So sadly, this is going to be made up of photos that I could find to sort of tell you what Corporal's done in his life. So he pretty much started eventing as a 5-year-old, I think halfway through the season. His third event was actually a B100. I was very brave back then, and he was just incredible. He was so bold. He loved cross country. That was always his favourite thing, but I was really lucky. He was pretty good in all 3 phases. This was actually at Cheltenham Park, and I remember he had to go because my other horse couldn't go, and I felt like we were chucking him in the deep end, only ever having done 2 B90s, but he was exceptional. And these, I mean, look how young he looks. These are just photos for him back in the early days when he was doing B90s, B100s. And then he did a little bit of dressage on the side because I've always had a love for dressage. And this was a photo out of the Horse and Hound when he won the prelim regionals, I think at Kingston Moorwood. Back then, I didn't really think I realised how important. I mean, nowadays, if I won in the regionals, I'd be over the moon. But back then, I'm not sure I really took on board how good it was. I've been really digging out the old eventing photos. So Corporal went through B90, B100, up to novice, and then finally intermediate. And I was very lucky. I had quite a few wins and placings along the way. I let myself down quite a lot, and Corporal, with my show jumping, but we won't talk about that. Yeah, he gave me some fantastic results. I think we did like intro championships, pre-novice championships, again showing my age, calling them those. I can't remember the places we won. It was quite a long time ago. But you can see how scopy he was. He was incredibly bold. So he was great cross country. And I have to say, I'm not even sure how many seasons of eventing we did. Maybe 4 or 5. Best time of my life. It was just incredible. He just gave me the most enjoyable rides. This was at Gatcombe, where I think he was 3rd in the Open Novice, I think. The next photo coming up is from Oldham CIC 1-star, where he came 2nd, which is just like a dream. That was an amazing weekend. The next photo coming up is from Gatcombe Intermediate. I don't think we got placed, but I have a feeling it was my first intermediate, and he always used to look very down into the water whenever he jumped in. It was never his favourite thing, jumping into water. But we got to go to so many incredible venues. And finally, this was actually his very last event, and it was Aston Lawal's Intermediate, and he actually won it, which was insane. But not long after this, sadly, he injured his hind suspensories, and that ended our eventing career. I chose not to event Corporal again because I didn't want to risk re-injuring him. So we did a bit of show jumping after he had a year off, and then we went to dressage again because I've always loved dressage, and I did do some dressage with him when he was younger, but I couldn't juggle the eventing and the dressage. So we started back out at novice, and we got to the Winter Championships a few times. Again, I'm not very good at remembering any placings, etc. This is one of my favourite photos of him. But I think back in 2018, we had our best placing, which was at the Winter Championships in the Novice Freestyle, where we came 3rd, which is the photo coming up. Currently, he's competing at Advanced Medium, and this year he's qualified for the Medium Area Festivals and the Elementary Music and the normal elementary class. So probably likely to be his last year of dressage. I don't know, haven't quite made that decision yet, but we have so much fun doing dressage, and it's, as you can see, he's given me so much that he still competes for me even at 20. Like, I can't believe how lucky I am to still be doing stuff with him. So we've had an amazing career together, and we've done so much, and he's given me so many incredible opportunities. I'm a very lucky girl. Moving on to my little Irish ginger monster. I say little, he's no longer little, he's quite large. Arty, I've had, oh my god, probably should have checked how long I've had him. I must have had him around 5 years now. He's done very little because, as I've said in many of my other videos, he's caused himself a lot of trouble being very naughty out in the field. So other than getting into the badminton Burley Young Event Horse class, which I am very proud of him for doing, he's not done a huge amount else. So I'm hoping this year we might actually get out and do a little bit more with him. I actually found Arty in a dealer's yard who imported Irish horses, and Arty was at the back of his stable looking pretty manky, pretty nervous, wouldn't even come to the stable door. For some reason, I fell in love with him instantly. Brought him as a little 15-3 weed, and I thought, oh, he'll make a lovely junior eventer for someone. And then he grew, and he's kept growing. He's now 16-2 and nearly looks like pure Irish draft. He is such a chunk. He just didn't stop growing. Bless him, he's solid as well. So I will show you in the next few clips, actually a few videos when I first saw him. He had one shoe on. Never seen anything look so scruffy in all my life. I've actually managed to find a photo on my Facebook page of that first time I sat on him at the dealer's yard, and look at him. Talk about rough diamond. Gosh, he does look rough, doesn't he? I mean, so poor and weak and weedy, as I said. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what I saw in him at the time. I just had a feeling. I think you always do as horse people. I think we have an instinct when we think something's right. We saw him loose jumped first, and then I got a leg up and told to take him for a little walk down the driveway with his one shoe on. And I don't know, there was just something about him. Instantly, I trusted him. He seemed very bold, even for a 4-year-old, and yet also very safe. I can't really describe it, but it was an instant thing of me thinking, I want this horse. I think he's going to be good. This is the first time I rode him. As I said, Arty didn't get to do a huge amount of competitions due to some of his problems from being naughty in the field. So this is a training session at Rectory Farm. I would imagine perhaps his first or second time out. He did 2 combined trainings, 1 British dressage competition and the badminton Burley Young Event Horse class, and that was it. So I don't have many clips of him. Either way, I'm very lucky to have 2 great horses and hopefully a really exciting season ahead. So I hope that was of some interest, and thank you very much for watching.